Well, good afternoon, almost noon. You are now looking at one of Oregon's newest mountain bike trails. And you guys, this thing goes from all the way into just on the other side of the California border, all the way up through the Fremont and Wainema National Forests, which are in Lake County. Then it goes through also some of the Willamette National Forest and some of the Deschutes National Forest, and ends up all the way in Hood River, Oregon. So it is an amazing trail, and it's used by mountain bikers from all over the world. And here to talk with me, and we are recording, honey, if it doesn't come on there.
It's not coming on.
So you are?
Scott Stoffel, and I am the Recreation Program Manager for the Fremont Wainema National Forest.
Let's turn this way because we're going to get sun there. Yeah. So the trail's right there. So tell people about this trail.
So we are standing on the Crane Mountain National Recreation Trail 160. It is, the users for this trail include mountain bikers, hikers, and horseback riders. And it stretches, we're at the Roger Meadow Trailhead. We're at about 6,400 feet in elevation. And it goes from here down to Crane Mountain, that's about 11 miles to the south of us, and then another 8 miles to the Oregon-California border, and then it's 4 miles from there down to Cave Lake, which is the starting point for the Oregon Timber Trail, which uses the footprint of this trail.
So this trail goes all the way up to Hood River, and there's all these trails have been intricately kind of here already. You guys have just found a way with the Forest Service and landowners and stuff to kind of hook it all together.
Yeah, it's the Oregon Timber Trail Alliance that, in conjunction with Travel Oregon, that has put together connected all the dots for the trail system.
So how long did that take to get that all happen?
Our part on it was, probably has occurred over the last 2 years, and I'm not sure how much longer they have been working on the project, but it definitely has been in full swing in the last 2 years and has been implemented within the last year for actual use.
So how many miles is it total?
It's 669 miles total. About 200 of those miles are on the Fremont Wainema National Forest.
So you've seen people up here. You were saying earlier that you've seen folks here from Scotland.
Correct. Yeah, and from all over the state of Oregon, but also all over the nation.
Because not only Travel Oregon's pushing it, but this is being pushed in national magazines on mountain biking, and people are really looking for that other kind of adventure, aren't they?
Yes, there's a couple key things that I would say about this location that are special and unique. One of them is the solitude. You do have a lot of the system to yourself when you're out here. Another, I would say, is the diversity of the landscapes, because you move back and forth in the transition zone between the Sage Steppe Desert and the forest. And then the third is also the night skies. We're in one of the darkest areas within the nation. And so when you're out here, you can definitely have a blanket of the Milky Way and the constellations above you.
That's what brings people here, huh?
I think so.
Is it tough? I mean, riding 700 miles is going to be hard, you know?
So I'm a hiker. I've heard people say, though, that it is very challenging, especially this part here. Crane Mountain is the highest point on the trail system, and it's at about 8,455 feet. One of the issues that we keep dealing with here is the blowdown in the winter, and so there are times when there's trees across the trail, so that adds another layer of complexity to their experience.
So you guys, I know this is cutting in and out a little bit, but it will record it. You can go back and watch it, the whole thing, and you'll see the whole interview. But where we are is, this is just outside of Lakeview, and probably 10 miles out into the Forest Service. This is one of the places where people connect onto the trail.
Yeah, so the Roger Meadow Trailhead is the closest connection point to the community of Lakeview, which is located about 7 miles to the west of us here.
And let me show you again, this is a little section of the trail right up in here, and this is where people are starting. And how long does it take people usually to do it? Do you know?
It varies. It depends on the intensity of the user.
Yeah, it would take me forever to get up there. Yeah. So other things people can find out. You're from here, you know Lakeview. Recreationally, this place is getting discovered, isn't it?
I think we definitely are on an upward trend of use, for sure.
And you know what we should do? We should get that map. Plus, I want to go back here. You guys, we're going to walk over here, and I want to get that map so I can really show them what the trail looks like. So I got to show you one more thing. So you go grab the map.
Okay.
and I got to show you guys something. I know this is cutting in and out, you guys, just because we're way up in the middle of the forest. It will record it and show it to you. You can go back and watch the whole thing, and it'll be on there. It's just technology, but we're way out in the middle of nowhere, and we're absolutely able to do this. So did you know what he just showed me? I had no idea. Did you guys know if you go up to a pine tree when it's in the sun like this, it smells like vanilla? Did you know that? I didn't know that. I had no clue. I didn't know that's what pine trees smelled like when you got a little heat on them. So we're going to show you the map so you'll have a good idea what this is. And I put the website up there. Oregon, what is it? Oregon Trails?
OregonTimberTrail.org is the official site.
OregonTimberTrail.org is the official site number. Now, so here we...
Okay, so we are located right here
Okay.
at Roger Trailhead, and it's about 11
And here's
miles.
Lakeview over here, guys.
Yep, so about 7 miles.
So this is where we are right now. And this trail, follow it with your finger and I'll just follow you.
So the trail is this red line here. So let's go to the starting point first,
Okay.
which is Cave Lake, and it follows the road system out of Cave Lake, connects into the Crane Mountain National Recreation Trail 162 here, which is an 8-mile section. And this, in addition to horseback riding, mountain biking, and hiking, also includes motorized use.
Okay.
But then the rest of the trail system is
see
just
that.
the 3 uses.
And see, guys, it just goes up in here.
To Roger Meadow, cuts across, goes over to Walker Trailhead, around Bulls Prairie, comes down this canyon system here along Crooked Creek. It ends up hitting Highway 395. You have to come back to the county road system here and then connect into our Cox Pass area. Then it continues along up to Moss Pass, Morgan Butte, comes up into the Shuacan Crossing, so you're crossing the Shuacan River here, and you're close to the community of Paisley, Oregon. Continues on, ends up connecting to Winter Ridge, Winter Rim, where you're overlooking the Summer Lake Valley. And then it continues on. We got to flip to the other side of the map.
So you could do sections of this if you wanted to.
Oh, definitely.
So you guys, basically where it ends up is Hood River, in the Hood River area. So you're going through the entire state of Oregon on this trail. And it officially kind of came out as this trail, the Oregon Timber Trail, 2 years ago. Travel Oregon's really big on behind this and pushing it. And that's kind of the instigator of this. But we wanted to kind of give you an idea of what you're going to see and what this is going to be like. Because a huge chunk of 200 miles of it, of the 600, is right
Almost
here
200.
in Lake County.
It's in Lake and some of Klamath County too. It does end up going through Chemult, Oregon, which is located on our Chemult Ranger District on the Wainema side of the forest.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing us up here. And again, you guys, for those of you who are watching, and it keeps cutting in and out, it will record it. It will give you this whole thing together if you go back and watch once it renders it and gets it on there. So thanks for bringing us up here. I'm just shocked that we got a signal. And I
Me
showed
too.
him your little pine tree thing.
And that is a good point too about safety up here. You know, this is a remote area and you don't want to be dependent upon your technological devices to get you through the trail system. It's best if you do have a backup, a map and a compass and know how to use them.
You mean a real old-fashioned map?
A real old-fashioned map.
There you go, guys. Your technology is not going to save your life. But knowing something ahead of time, bringing a compass and bringing that may. All right, we will... Thanks for watching. I'm Rick Dancer. We're in Lakeview. We will be joining you around 2 o'clock from the fair, talking to some amazing kids at the 4-H fair. 3 o'clock, we've got a lady who's been here forever. She's going to talk a little bit about her history. And then later tonight, we're going to be at the fairgrounds in the re-ride room, chatting it up with folks down there. So again, I'm sorry that the interruptions on the signal are back and forth, but it will render itself out. I don't own Facebook. If I did, it would work better. Okay, all right, we'll talk to you guys later. Share this on your page, please, especially with people you know who are into mountain biking. All right, thanks.